I created the most insane 6-7 ISO build that can get a 99 perimeter defense, making it a lockdown defender too. This build is truly a 4-way demigod that gets all legend defensive badges, greens fadeaways consistently, dunks on everyone. This is the best 1v1 build in 2K26. I promise you've never seen anything like this. We got legend challenger, legend on-ball menace, legend immovable enforcer, gold paint patroller, and post lockdown. You can't score on me with this build at all, no matter what build you're using. The best 6'8", a 7'4" post scorer. Just look at the insane blocks I'm getting. It is so hard to score on me. It feels like I'm playing a whole different game. Now with cap breakers, I can even get blur takeover, the best takeover in the game. I'm dunking on someone every single play, and I have a gigantic green window. Just look at my player. I'm flying. I'm really a dribble god. I even get Hall of Fame lightning launch with my max +2. So I'm in the proving grounds, the hardest game mode in 2K26. It makes you dribble even slower. Now I'm making it look extremely easy versus the best players in the world. I can also get gold shifty shooter, legend set shot specialist with the power of max +1s and 2s. This build greens every single midi fade. I can make fadeaway 3s. They don't even need to be open either. I'm greening contested midi fades every single time. And it doesn't stop there. I get Hall of Fame post fade phenom to make 40%, 50% contested post fades in everyone's face. This build is so versatile, it can actually do everything. And like I said, I get blur takeover, silver posterizer. If I want, I can max +1 for it gold. And I constantly get contact dunks, making this build even more unstoppable. I get legend defense, legend shooting, Hall of Fame dribbling, Hall of Fame post scoring, gold interior defense. This 6-7 4-way ISO lockdown build of doom is the most toxic, most overpowered 1v1 build in 2K26. If you want to never lose a 1v1 game again, stop the best dribblers and scorers every single play. If you want to score every play yourself, this is your free ticket to victory. You guys need to make this best 1v1 build the 4-way ISO lockdown right now. So like I was saying, guys, this is the best 1v1 build in 2K26, and you can use this in multiple other game modes as well. If you want to use this build as a lockdown, this build plays the best defense I've ever seen on both guards and centers. If you want to ISO up in any other game mode, you could do that as well. But I'm telling you, by far, this is the best ISO lockdown build that could dunk, shoot, do everything you could imagine. All the legend defense badges, you can get legend shooting, Hall of Fame dribbling, with the power of the max +1s, the max +2s. And I mean, gold paint patroller, gold post lock. At 6'7", you're able to box up those toxic tall post scorers. So when you want to make the build, guys, as you can see, you get the body type shredded. This makes your build appear even bigger. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this 100% helps with bumps on defense, and it'll help you box up those bigger builds more, so that's very useful. So for the position, we are going to go with point guard. You guys can go with whatever position you want. I promise it does not matter. Position only affects the minimum weight that you can make a build. For the height, we are going to go 6'7" for 1v1 ISO lockdown type of builds, guys, that can dunk and shoot, do all of that. The best heights to go with are 6'7" or 6'8". If you want to do a 6'8" build, you got to go shooting guard or small forward. So 6'7" is the tallest point guard build we can go with, and that is what we're going to do. Then for the weight, we are going with 216 pounds. And for the wingspan, we cannot go max wingspan. We are going to go 7 foot. Now, the reason we can't go max wingspan is because we want bronze limitless, and we want set shot specialist on gold. And we also want to get that 86 strength. So you can't get that if you go with max wingspan. I really don't know why that's a thing, 2K. You would think if your arms are longer, you could be a bit stronger maybe, but I guess not. So point guard, 6'7", 216 pounds, 7 foot wingspan. This is actually somewhat close to the max weight on the build. The max weight would be 230, so we're pretty close to that with 216. Now, cap breakers do make this build even better, but it is good without them. But you at least need somewhere between like 1 to 4 cap breakers to really get the best out of the build, right? I have 13 cap breakers, so I'll show you guys what I did with them afterwards. But you only really need like 1 to 4 to really be able to do everything. So first off, let's start with the physicals actually, guys. Usually I start with like the shooting or playmaking, but let's just get the physicals out of the way real quick. So this build needs agility. You are a 1v1 build mainly, so you need to be able to play defense. You are a lockdown. This build has the best defense out of every build I have made. So we're gonna max out the agility here so that we can move around the court as quickly as possible. This is like your lateral quickness, guys. Then for the strength, we're gonna put this up to an 85. Okay, we're not gonna put it to an 86. We're gonna put this all the way up to an 85 right now. And then for the speed, we're gonna put this to an 80. I feel like that is like bare minimum that you need. The agility definitely matters more for 1v1s than speed. Speed is more so for like running if you're slipping or popping on offense, or like trying to run a long distance to chase a small guard. You're not really going to be going up against those that much. I definitely go up against like 6'7", 6'8", 6'6". And then for the vertical, we're going to put this to a 78. By going with a 77, you get gold pogo stick, and then 78 will help us for our posterizer and contact dunks, which I'm about to show you guys. So you're a 1v1 build. You definitely need to have posterizer on at least silver or gold. Contact dunks are so useful in this game, especially in like 1v1 proving grounds, 1v1 stage. Blowing past the defender and being able to dunk on them if they catch up to you, it is so necessary. So we're gonna put the driving dunk all the way up to an 89. That gives you Hall of Fame aerial wizard, which is useful if you want to lob yourself, or if you use it in other game modes, they can lob you as well. And then we have silver posterizer. If you want to max +1 that to gold, you can. I don't think it's worth max +2ing. There's other badges that definitely need it a little more. But posterizer is such a good badge in this game. And like I was saying, we get the pro contact dunks off of 2, and you also get the pro contact dunks off of 189 driving dunk, 78 vertical. Now, I don't use my cap breakers for this, but later on in the year, if you guys want to +4 the driving dunk and +2 the vertical, you could do that. Then you can get gold posterizer, then maybe max +2 it to legend for legend posterizer, but I don't recommend using your cap breakers on this. There is some other things that you need to use them on. Then for the layup, we are going to put this to a 70, so we get physical finisher on bronze at least. And for the standing dunk, we need a 45 for those 2 standing dunk packages. Then also for the post control, we're gonna put this all the way up to a 79, and I'm gonna show you guys why we do that actually. So if we put our MIDI all the way up to an 87, when we go directly to an 87, it gives you silver shifty shooter. Then if you get an 89, you get gold set shot specialist. But you need a 79 post control if you want gold post fade phenom. And in the 1v1s, especially in the proving grounds where the gameplay is slower, it's harder to score, having post fade phenom on gold, and we're gonna max +1 this to Hall of Fame. Having this badge on Hall of Fame is such a crazy bailout. Some of these clips in the intro, I was greening 40% contested post fades. So we're gonna go with that 87 MIDI. We get all the silver shooting badges. We're gonna max +1 shifty shooter to gold. Okay, we're also going to put our 3-pointer up to an 83. We're gonna max this out. That gives you bronze limitless, okay? Definitely want that limitless. If you want to max +1 or max +2 it, you can to silver or gold. But I mainly just shoot MIDI fades on this build or dunk on people. So it's up to you. You can shoot threes, but I mainly abuse that shifty shooter and that posterizer. But I did specialize in shooting on this build so that I can +2 my MIDI to an 89 to get gold set shot specialist. If you want to max +2 it to legend, you can do that. But if you guys already have your playmaking build specialization worked on, you should specialize in playmaking because these cap breakers are more important to have. But if you did specialize in playmaking, or if you specialized in defense, these cap breakers for this build are very important as well. So you guys can choose between any of these 3 right here, what you want to specialize in. But I did shooting and +2 on the MIDI. So next up, we are going to do the defense and the playmaking, of course, but we're going to start with the defense right away, right? Because this build is a lockdown defender. You box up ISO builds, you box up centers, you could box up little guards. This build is the best defending build I have ever used this year. Now, steal is terrible in this game. You can't get an on-ball steal to save your life. The only way to get on-ball steals in this game is to somewhat blitz the defender or pray they dribble into you, position yourself to where they dribble into you. It's impossible to get an on-ball steal. And I made this build mainly for the 1v1 court, so we're not gonna touch the steal yet. You can use this build in other game modes, and you will be able to. You do get interceptor. And if you want to max +1 or max +2 it, you can. But this is mainly for the perimeter defense, the way I made this build. So we're going to go with a 94 perimeter. As you can see, we get all the gold defensive badges. And we're going to max +1 or max +2 all of these. But if you put 5 cap breakers on your perimeter defense, you will get it to a 99. This gives you Legend Challenger, Legend On-Ball Menace, Legend Off-Ball Pest, which we don't really need because I'm mainly using it for the 1v1 court. But like I said, this build is crazy in other game modes too. Hall of Fame Pick Dodger, Legend Off-Ball Pest, Gold Immovable. And Immovable, I promise you guys, this is a badge that you want to max +1 or max +2. Probably gonna max +1 this to Hall of Fame. This badge gives you godly bumps on the defender. It puts all types of builds in a box and they can't score. So right now I have my perimeter at a 98. The way I cap breakered this build, once I get one more cap breaker, I get Legend Challenger and On-Ball Menace without having to use max +1s. So yeah, if you guys get your cap breakers, you can get these badges on Legend. So right now we have them all on gold. You can use max +1s and max +2s to get these on Hall of Fame and Legend. Then we also have a 64 steel, which gives you Interceptor. If you want to max +1 it to silver for whenever you play other game modes, you can do that. But we get all these amazing defensive badges. For the interior, we are going to put this all the way up to an 88. With an 88, we get gold post lock. We can lock up toxic, gigantic post scorers, or when similar 6-8 builds try to drop step us and stuff like that, we'll be able to put them in a box. And we have an 85 strength. The 85 strength is so that we get immovable on gold. This badge has been insane this year and last year. And then 84 gives us that post lock on gold. And we don't need it on 86 unless we were to put our post control up to an 85 for post powerhouse on gold. So next up, we're gonna touch the block. As you guys saw in the intro as well, I get a ton of blocks on this build. This build plays insane defense. I get 100% smothers all the time. I get tons of chase down blocks. So we're gonna put this to an 84 and then max +1 paint patroller to gold to help us put everyone in a box even more. All gold Hall of Fame and Legend defensive badges. I mean, this build is a monster on defense. And we have silver high flying denier. This build is crazy. So for the rebounding, we're going to put this down to a 68 for the D board. If you guys use this build in the 1v1s, there's a lot of attributes that don't matter, like steal, rebound, pass accuracy, free throw. All of these attributes have no relevance to playing 1v1s in this game and in other game modes as well. You'll have interceptor, you'll have defensive rebound to get boards. You won't need free throw unless you're using this build in the 5s, but you can still green with a 63 free throw. Now next up, guys, we have the playmaking. So what we're going to do here is put the ball handle to a 70. Okay, now trust me guys, with the speed with ball, we are going to put this to a 71 as well. This gives you lightning launch on bronze when you get to a 68. Now I'm gonna show you guys on the screen right here. I put +2 cap breakers on speed with ball. That gives us an 80 speed with ball. 80 speed with ball gives you silver lightning launch. And when you get to a 75, you get Zach LaVine dribble style, which is the best dribble style in the game. So you just need one cap breaker to go from a 71 speed with ball to a 75. Cap breakers are extremely easy to get in this game. I have 13 of them, and the game has been out for about 4 weeks. You can get 4 from the crew, 2 from lifetime challenges, and a ton of them from repping up playing the game. And you even get 1 from just hitting level 40 on the season. So your first cap breaker you should put on your speed with ball to go from 71 to a 76. Then you get LaVine dribble style. So I put 2 cap breakers on speed with ball. For the ball handle, we're gonna go from a 70 all the way up to an 86. Now when you get that 86 ball handle, you get Hall of Fame strong handle, all the silver dribbling badges. You guys saw I was getting crazy ankle breakers on builds with defense in the proving grounds, the hardest game mode to do everything. So our ball handle with 5 cap breakers goes from a 70 all the way up to an 86. And then what we're gonna do when our speed with ball is an 80, we're gonna max +2 our lightning launch from silver to Hall of Fame so we move as fast as possible. Now the reason I did this, guys, if I go above a 70 ball handle, it starts moving my pass accuracy up a bunch, wasting a bunch of attributes that I don't care about because I'm mainly using this build for the 1v1 court. So I can get away with keeping my pass ac at a 45 instead of putting it up to a 61, which is just wasting a bunch of attributes. So we use the 5 cap breakers to get our ball handle from a 70 to an 86. So let's put our perimeter back to a 94. Boom. And the build is done, guys. So your first few cap breakers, put them on your speed with ball to get it to an 80 and put the rest on your ball handle. You only need 1 on speed with ball to get Levine dribble style and silver lightning launch, which we will max +2 to Hall of Fame. And you only need 3 on ball handle to get it to an 80, which gives you almost every single dribble move that you need. And then if you can get it to an 86 with the rest of your ball handle cap breakers, you get the Devin Booker step back. But if you don't get that, use Vince Carter. Now, like I said, we get every gold defensive badge, Hall of Fame off ball. We get Paint Patroller silver, gold post lock. Now we max +1 Paint Patroller to gold. We max +1 or max +2 all of these defensive badges to legend, or we cap breaker them after our ball handle and speed with ball to a 99, just making them all on legend, and we don't have to use max +1s or max +2s. Then we specialized in shooting. I put 2 cap breakers on my midi to get gold set shot specialist, and for my shooting max +1 and max +2s, we get shifty shooter on gold, and set shot specialist will be on legend. For the finishing, I mean, we get silver posterizer, Hall of Fame aerial wizard. We get gold post fade phenom and max +1 this as well to Hall of Fame. And this build gets so many blocks, it's unreal. I have an 86 maxed out agility, 85 strength to put everyone in a box. Gold pogo stick too, almost max wingspan on a 6'7" build. My build is gigantic. I get the biggest body type. And if you guys want to tweak this build at all, you can just use this as a template. If you want to maybe, for example, lower the interior to an 82, you can lower the rebound a little bit. You could put the pass ac up. We already get to a 64 strictly from that. Then if you guys want to tweak anything else, if you want to lower the post control a little bit, say you don't care about the post control, you can drop that and put up your pass accuracy to use this build for other game modes if you guys want to do that. And if we drop the agility to an 85 instead of 86, yeah, you can get 71 pass accuracy. But me, I made this build to be a 1v1 demon. I don't need 25 more pass accuracy when I can get rid of that, max out my agility, get my interior to an 88 for gold post lockdown, and also get gold post fade phenom, silver post up poet. I max +1 post fade to Hall of Fame. This build is a demon. We also get limitless. This build could do everything. Now, when you make it, it has shades of Shea Magic. That's the MVP right there, Mr. Shea. Now, if you ask me, since I made this build mainly for the 1v1 core, I am a Proving Grounds 1v1 demon. It says the weaknesses are passing and I can't get lane steals. Well, I don't have to worry about passing to Casper the Ghost on the 1v1 court or stealing the ball from Casper the Ghost on the 1v1 court. So if you ask me, this build has 0 weaknesses. This is the best 1v1 build in 2K26. Now this right here is how my build looks after I used my cap breakers, guys. I have 13 cap breakers. I put my 2 from build specialization on the midi to make it an 89. I used 7 on my playmaking, 2 on my speed with ball, 5 on my ball handle to make that go from a 70 to an 86. Then the speed with ball, that gets to an 80. Now I used 4 cap breakers as well on my perimeter defense to go from a 94 to a 98. All I need is 1 more cap breaker, and then I get Legend Challenger, Legend On Ball Menace without having to use my max +1. For my lifetime challenges, I'm already at 185. You get a cap breaker for hitting 100, which is extremely easy to do. And you get another cap breaker when you hit 200, which I am very, very close to. When I get that, my perimeter will be a 99. Now, if we take a look at my badges right now, I have Legend Immovable, guys. I max +2'd my Immovable Enforcer to Legend. Max +1 my On-Ball Menace, my Challenger. Those are also on Legend. I don't have my max +2 yet for my build specialization. I am extremely close. But when I do get that, my Set Shot Specialist will go from gold to legend. You guys see how broken this build is? But yeah, for this max +2 I am using right now, you can either do handles for days or you can do lightning launch. I think I like lightning launch more so that my build can dribble around the court faster. I don't see stamina as that big of a problem. But we get gold paint patroller 2, Hall of Fame post fade phenom, posterizer on gold in the clutch moments. And for the clutch gene, I have paint prodigy. I mean, if you want to do high flying denier, you could do that, but I mean, you guys see how many blocks I get already. Now if we look look at all the badges. 3 legend defensive badges to just put everyone in a box. They won't be able to score. Hall of Fame lightning launch, Hall of Fame post fade phenom, Hall of Fame strong handle. This build is a dribble demon, post fade demon. Then look at the defense. Paint Patroller, Post Lock, both on gold. Pick Dodger 2, Polo Stick, Gold Shooting 2, man. Set Shot Specialist, Shifty Shooter, like I said, will max +2 set shot to legend. And then every silver dribbling badge, Deadeye, Ankle Assassin, Handles for Days. We get Silver Posterizer, Unpluckable, and then a bunch of useful bronze badges, Limitless. This build is just unstoppable, man. This is by far the best 1v1 build in 2K26. So with your cap breakers, I recommend you do your first one on speed with ball, next 3 on ball handle to get an 80 ball handle, 76 speed with ball. Then the next ones as well, do on your ball handle and speed with ball to get these stats. You can build specialization your midi and then get that perimeter defense up last, because you can always just max +1, max +2 those badges. You don't need the rating to go up as high, but if you can get these and have the cap breakers, put this to a 99. Now these right here are the dribble moves I use on this build. If you guys need a dribble tutorial, I have a link in the description, a 40-minute dribble tutorial teaching you every single advanced dribble move and combo in the game. If you guys want to dribble like me, definitely check that out. So LaVine dribble style, like I said, 1 cap breaker. You guys get this. Only 1. Best dribble style in the game. T-Mac sig size up. If you don't get that, just use pro. Devin Booker breakdown combo. It is so good. It is so elite. If you don't get that, use Kevin Durant for a 70. This is an insane breakdown combo. Escape moves. Jimmy Butler. This is the best one for tall guards, and you only need a 70, so you get it right away. Combo moves. LeBron James. It's so good. Crossover. Lonzo Ball. That's the best crossover in the game. You do need to cap breaker to an 80 ball handle though. For behind the back, right now I'm using Kobe White. It is so good. But if your ball handle is still a 70, go ahead, use Jimmy Butler. This behind the back is crazy too. For spin, use Penny Hardaway. If you don't get that yet, use normal. It's basically the same exact thing. For hesitation, I use Rajon Rondo. You only need the 75 ball handle for that. And for this step back, go ahead and use Devin Booker. It's the best one in the game. It's just so good. If you don't get that, use Vince Carter for a 70. It is also extremely similar. Then for the dribble pull-up, you definitely want to use Pro 2. There is not a better one in the game. For the hop jumper, I use Zach LaVine. I know some people like to use Klay Thompson, but I mean, I have a very glitchy dribble move I do with this. Like I said, if you want to learn how to do it, check out that dribble tutorial of mine. Now, I have 2 jump shots I like to use on this build. I use Michael Porter Jr. base, Baluba Mike Wang release 1, and Paul Millsap release 2. I have it on release, so it's easier to get your timing right and not mess it up. Max release speed, 77% Baluba, 23% Paul Millsap. You need an 87 rating for this, so you can get it without using your cap breakers. A+ release speed, A+ defensive immunity, and A release height. And the timing stability is a C. That is solid. There is jump shots out there with a D- and F, and you can still green everything with it. I don't think timing stability really matters. Now, this is another jump shot I use right here. It looks a little bit uglier, but it is still chicken noodle. It is very good. Ben Shepherd base, Kevin Love release 1. Baluba Mike Wang release 2. Fastest speed on release, 50-50 blend. You get the A+ release speed, A defensive immunity. This jump shot is insane too. So yeah, man, I 100% believe this is the best 1v1 build in 2K26. Gets legend defense. You can get legend shooting, gold and silver other shooting badges. You can box up guards, centers. This build has insane dribbling. You get a ton of ankle breakers. You can dunk on everyone with only silver posterizer. And I mean, this build, it's just a demon, bro. Grind those cap breakers. Let me know if you guys enjoy this build. I 100% recommend it. Like I said, I'm a Proving Grounds demon. I have been grinding this, going up against the best of the best players, putting them in a box and dominating. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, if you want to check out that dribble tutorial to learn how to dribble like me, the link is in the description and on the screen right now too. Drop me a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hanky. I live stream this lovely game. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, turn those noties on if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me. Thank you for watching this banger, and I'll see you in the next one, man.